All right, in this video, we're looking at why Charleston is often viewed as one of the most charming cities in the United States. There's multiple reasons why, and we're going to break it down. I have 9 reasons why it's an extremely charming city, and stick around to the end because at the end, the last point might be pretty surprising to you. Come with me. All right, if you're wondering who I am, my name is Dave Broom. I'm a local realtor in the Charleston, South Carolina and surrounding areas. My wife and I and our 4 kids moved down here from Buffalo, New York over 2.5 years ago, and we didn't like the state we were living in anymore, and we decided to make a change, and we came upon South Carolina and Charleston, and we actually moved to Somerville, which is just outside of Charleston, and we absolutely love it. I make these videos to give you visuals of the area, give you information, show you the housing, the houses down here, show you, talk about the housing market and that, and just help you to make an informed decision if this state and this area of Charleston and the surrounding areas might be an area that you might want to move to. If you get value from this video, make sure that you like the video, you subscribe to my channel, and you also hit the notification bell so that you can come and check out new videos when they're hitting the channel. And to be honest with you, my team and I are getting calls, texts, emails every single day from people just like me 2.5 years ago, and you stumbling upon this video and maybe looking at the Charleston and surrounding areas, and you want more information. Maybe you want to come down and visit, and you want to find a realtor that has been in your shoes before and want someone you can trust. Feel free to reach out. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, days, nights, weekends. I'll have a no pressure conversation. I try to keep it as low key as possible. I'm not going to try to sell you on the phone. I'm just going to give you as much information as possible. So feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. We can set up a quick phone call. I can get everything you're looking for and see if this is the area for you. All right, so Charleston, South Carolina often ranks among the most charming cities in the United States, with a reputation built on a mix of Southern hospitality. You got historic architecture, you got scenic beauty, and you got coastal allure. So we're looking at, we're making a list of the top 9 reasons why Charleston is considered so charming to people, especially when you're moving from the north. I moved from Buffalo with my wife and 4 kids, and it's just so different down here, just the feel. Reason number 1 is the historic architecture and the preservation of history down here. A lot of cities are historic, but they don't preserve it very well. So Charleston is one of the best preserved historic cities in the U.S., with architecture dating back to the 1700s, which is crazy. From the 1700s to now, over 300 years old, a lot of it is. So you can stroll down the iconic streets like Rainbow Row or King Street, and you'll find the colorful Georgian style homes, grand antebellum mansions. You got the iron gates, and you have the even cobblestone walkways. There's just so much history when you come to the Charleston area. And the city is very committed to the historic preservation. They preserve the structures, and they are very lovingly maintained down here, providing a glimpse into the past. So when you go down to Charleston, you could take your family down there, and you can see places that have been around for up to 300 years and get that history, the historic charm, and they really take pride in preserving the buildings. There's a big push to keep some of the old with the new. There's a lot of restaurants downtown. One is in an old church, and they preserve the church, and then they build a new restaurant inside of the church. So they use a lot of older buildings, put a lot of money into restoring them and making them into new buildings, like the church that was turned into a restaurant. All right, number 2 is the Southern hospitality, and yes, it is a real thing. Charleston's people are known for their warmth and welcoming nature. Visitors and new residents often remark on the genuine kindness and friendliness of the locals. It really does create a sense of community that can be hard to find elsewhere. This atmosphere makes Charleston feel like home, even for those visiting or moving down from the northern states. Just one example, when the hurricanes come through here and there is some there's some damage to houses or some flooding in that. People are really eager to lend a hand. I was helping at a house, kind of getting his. He lived in a lower. He lived in the flood zone, and his garage got flooded pretty good. And there was like 30 people that came over to help him help him dry out, help him get a lot of the stuff out of his garage, and help him sweep out the water in that. And it's just they're very kind, they're very welcoming. There's a lot of get-togethers down here, much more than the north. All right, number 3 is the natural beauty and scenic waterfront. This is one of the reasons we moved down here. Set along the Atlantic coast, Charleston has stunning natural scenery, including lush marshlands, sandy beaches, and beautiful waterfront views. The historic Battery area and Waterfront Park are popular spots to take in views of the Charleston Harbor, with the Arthur Ravenel Jr. Bridge framing the background. Really cool bridge, beautiful design. The city's mild climate as well also allows people to enjoy the outdoors year-round, whether they're at the beach or on the golf course. And it's the weather, it's the ocean, it's very, very pretty and scenic down here. When you're driving into Isle of Palms or Sullivan's Island or Folly Beach, or even driving through Charleston, you're blown away with the scenic views and the trees that are over the roadways and the marshland and the beaches. It's just beautiful down here, and that adds a lot to the charm of the area. All right, number 4 on the list is the unique local cuisine. Charleston is a destination for food lovers for sure, with a culinary scene that combines traditional Southern dishes with modern innovations. Really, really cool food scene. Low country cuisine like shrimp and grits, she crab soup, and oysters is rooted in local ingredients and historical influences. The city also has a range of award-winning restaurants that offer everything from casual seafood shacks to upscale dining. Any type of food that you want down here. There's also a lot of barbecue down here. The pizza is getting better in the area with coastal crust in that. I'm from Buffalo, which the pizza and wings are great down there, so I'm very picky, but the pizza is getting better down here. But seafood, fine dining in Charleston, you got breweries everywhere. Very, very charmful culinary scene in the Charleston area. All right, next up is number 5 is vibrant arts and culture scene down in Charleston. Charleston has a thriving arts community, including the annual Spoleto Festival USA, which showcases music, theater, dance, and visual arts from around the world. You'll also find art galleries, museums, and historic theaters, such as the Dock Street Theater, that give the city a cultural richness. It gives it more richness. There's arts festivals. These venues celebrate Charleston's artistic history while highlighting the contemporary talent. I'm not huge into this, but I know a lot of people that are, and it's thriving in Charleston. A lot of art festivals. It just brings a lot of richness to the community in Charleston. Number 6 is a more underrated one. It's the romantic atmosphere. Charleston's historic streets, gaslit alleys, and horse-drawn carriages create an undeniably romantic setting. Many couples visit for this reason, and the city is known for its charming gardens, grand oak trees draped in Spanish moss, and cozy inns. Sunset over the harbor or a stroll through one of the city's many public gardens adds to Charleston's enchanting feel. And even from Somerville, my wife and I will go on a date night down to Charleston, and it is extremely romantic. Sometimes when I'm in the doghouse, I will schedule a date down to Charleston and get everything back on track, I should say. But it is extremely romantic. And you can get there from Somerville on a Saturday night in about a half an hour, and it's a great date night spot. You can be back, if you get a babysitter, you can be back in 3 hours. Go down to eat, walk around, get some ice cream, walk near the water, walk the charming streets, and there's a lot of rooftop bars as well, and a lot of, whether you like fine dining or other restaurants, there's something for everyone in the Charleston area, and it is extremely romantic. Number 7 is the distinctive neighborhoods. Each Charleston neighborhood has its own character and charm. There's areas like the French Quarter, south of Broad, the Old Village in Mount Pleasant. They all offer distinctive vibes, from historic homes to waterfront views. On the other hand, newer areas such as Daniel Island offer modern amenities while retaining Charleston's charm. So there's a lot of different neighborhoods, some historic, some newer neighborhoods. You got Mount Pleasant, you got Daniel Island, you got downtown Charleston, there's John and James Island, there's North Charleston. down in the area. There's West Ashley, so there's a lot of different neighborhoods, a lot of different areas down by Charleston. And then you also have Somerville, which is more this way. There's just a lot of different neighborhoods, a lot of different charm, and it's very distinct, each neighborhood is, and there's something for everyone. Being a realtor and driving around doing a lot of these videos, I see a lot of the neighborhoods, and when people call me to move down here, I am very confident when I say I can find you whatever you're looking for, because there's so many different distinct neighborhoods in the area, different price ranges. Whatever you want, I will most likely find it for you down in the Charleston area. Number 8 is the rich history and legends. Charleston is a city filled with stories, from tales of pirates to Civil War battles. It's one of the oldest cities in the United States, and places like Fort Sumter, where the first shots of the Civil War were fired, or the Old Exchange and Provost Dungeon have historical significance that history buffs appreciate. There's ghost tours, which are also popular in Charleston area, adding to the mystique and historic charm. So stories, the Outer Banks, a lot of the Outer Banks, the show on Netflix is filmed in Charleston, and there's a lot of different history involved in that. They even film parts where they say they're in the Outer Banks, they film parts in Charleston. So there's a lot of different charm, history, tales that are of the Charleston area, which if you're a history buff, this is a cool area to be in as well. All right, last but certainly not least is the small town feel in a city, which is pretty crazy. Despite its growing popularity, Charleston has maintained a really small town feel. Its slower pace of life, coupled with a strong sense of community, makes it feel more like a close-knit town than a bustling city. Many people choose to relocate to Charleston because of this more relaxed lifestyle. It's not like your typical city. The traffic people aren't beeping at you like when you drive through New York City. People can be extremely rude, beeping at you if you make a wrong turn in that. Charleston is not like that. It's a low stress drive through the Charleston area. Even on the streets down there, people are pretty polite and aren't yelling at each other. It's very relaxed, laid back vibe for a really big growing city. That adds a lot of the charm, because you have the small town feel in a city, which you cannot find a lot of places in the United States. But that leads me to, if you don't like the state you're living in, and you want to check out a different state like South Carolina, for whatever reason, there are a lot of pluses to looking at the Charleston and surrounding areas. Like I was saying, the charm, like in this video, the weather, close to the beach, low property taxes compared to other parts of the United States, especially in New York, where the property taxes can be 3 to 4 times as much as this area. That's something to explore. Being able to live in the Somerville area, which is close to Charleston, but far enough away where you don't get as much of the traffic in that, is another ideal thing to do. But just the charm of Charleston, the distinct neighborhoods, and being able to find whatever you want. And did I mention the weather? The weather is amazing down here. You're by the ocean. Amazing, amazing, amazing weather. So if that's you want to find out more, feel free to reach out. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, days, nights, weekends. I will get back to you. No pressure conversation. We'll see if this is the right area. I'll see if your wants and needs are lining up with this area and what this area has to offer, and we can go from there. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, days, nights, weekends. I would love to get back to you. You can also check out this video about Charleston that's on the screen right now. Another video that's outlining some other things about Charleston. And keep it real, y'all.